Hello everyone, Bob here, and happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. Instead of reviewing just one movie today, I was going to list 10 movies in no particular order that Dad and I have watched together over the years that we like to watch and that we have watched many times together. There's a wide variety of movies in this list. Like I say, they're in no particular order. This is not a ranking video. This is just a list. So I hope you enjoy. The Naked Gun. It follows Lieutenant Frank Drebin, and he is a hapless police lieutenant, and he is trying to foil a plot to assassinate the Queen of England. It's a good slapstick comedy, and me and my dad, as well as my brother, frequently quote lines from this movie just for fun. It's a mad world. There's four mads. I always mess that up. It's a movie with an ensemble cast that really it's more of a who's who in Hollywood at the time it was made. There's some money that was stolen and it's buried, and a bunch of different people find out from different starting points where it's at, and it's a race to get it. It kind of makes you think of the early 2000s movie Rat Race. It's kind of the same idea. It's a fun movie. If nothing else, it's fun just to sit back and watch for all the cameos, because there are cameos galore in this. You have Jack Benny, you have the Three Stooges, you have all kinds of appearances by famous people. Like I say, it's very much a who's who of Hollywood at that time. Arsenic and Old Lace. I did a video on this one a few weeks ago. It's a dark comedy. It's very enjoyable. Cary Grant plays Mortimer Brewster. He is a writer who he's against the institution of marriage. Well, he's just gotten married, and he's snuck off with his new bride back to his two aunts that raised him. And he is horrified to find out that they've been poisoning men and having their brother bury them in the basement. Their brother thinks he's Teddy Roosevelt, and he's digging the Panama Canal, and they have him convinced they're yellow fever victims. And so, but the old ladies think they're doing this as a service to the old lonely guys that they're poisoning, and then Cary Grant's brother, Jonathan Brewster, shows up, and he is a serial killer, and all kinds of interesting shenanigans ensue. It's a fun movie. Highly recommended. Check that one out. The Bang Dick. Dad has always been a big W.C. Fields fan. This has always been his favorite W.C. Fields film. Fields plays Mr. Souza, who is a drunk and he likes to smoke, and he steals money from his daughter's piggy bank and leaves IOUs in there. One day, W.C. Fields' character appears to have apprehended a bank robber that was holding up the bank that his potential son-in-law is working at, and the bank president is so impressed he gives him a job as the bank detective. Now, while working there, his potential son-in-law is swindled out of quite a little bit of money, and W.C. Fields recommends he borrow some money from the bank, invested in a mining company, and try to make it back. Well, there's some auditors coming, and long story short, there's a big rigmarole trying to hide it. And then on top of all that, while the audit's going on, the other robber shows up. Typical W.C. Fields shenanigans ensue. It's a fun movie. Recommend you see it. Tremors is a fun B horror movie. It stars Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward. They live and work in a town called Perfection, Nevada, and they're getting ready to leave. And these four giant worms that are subterranean, they crawl around, they hunt by sound and vibration. They attack people, they eat people, and like I say, there's four of them, and it's a fun movie to watch. It's another movie where Dad and I borrow lines from this for quotes, but say it's B horror movie, fun movie to watch. Christmas Vacation. It's a holiday film that needs no introduction. The Griswold family lives in Chicago, Illinois, is getting ready to host the extended family for Christmas. Of course, nothing goes right. We quote all the movies in this franchise, whether it's the first one where they go to Wally World, European Vacation, Vegas Vacation. The only one we really don't quote as much is the last one that came out about 5 years ago that had Ed Helms and Christina Applegate in it. But the others, very much considered classics. My family, I only wanted to put one from this franchise on the list, and this one being the one we like the best, this is the one that got chosen. Open Range is a Western that stars Robert Duvall and Kevin Costner. They are some cattlemen who are open ranging their cattle as they move them across the country. And in this one town, they run into an evil land baron who's played by Michael Gambon. There are several good scenes in this movie, but the best by far is the shootout at the end. Everything's built up, and it is an excellent payoff for an excellent Western. Bubba Ho-Tep is another horror film that you would throw into the B horror category. Film follows a mummy who is preying on the residents of a nursing home. Now, two of these residents, one of them is played by Bruce Campbell, who claims he's Elvis, and the other one is Ozzie Davis, who claims he's JFK. Now, the film never clarifies whether they're really who they say they are or not. It leaves it open to the imagination, but it's a fun film. It's hilarious. It's made by the same guy that made Phantasm, and it's just a fun movie to watch. Dirty Harry Callahan is a cop in San Francisco, and he gets all the jobs that no one else wants, hence why he's called Dirty Harry. In this one, there is a sniper, and it's a cat and mouse game trying to get everything figured out. Andrew Robinson does a wonderful job of playing a deranged sniper, and there are a lot of movies, just like all the rest of the movies in this series, there are a lot of quotable lines from Clint Eastwood in this. But this one has always been one of my favorites in the series. It's either this one or Deadpool. I know we'll probably get some flack on that because Deadpool isn't, I don't think, liked as well by a lot of people, but Dirty Harry is the movie I would pick out of that franchise, and it's, again, we watch the franchise often, but Dirty Harry's the one I picked for this list. Last film on the list, The Russians Are Coming, is there's a Soviet sub, and it runs aground off the coast of New England. And, of course, this is during the Cold War. And they send people ashore, and they let slip that they're Russians. It's a comedy. You can guess where it goes. It's a fun movie to watch. Kind of like It's a Mad World. It's got a lot of famous people in it. I recommend you check it out as well. In closing, I say these movies were not listed in any particular order, and I doubt these are, if you ask Dad to let him off his 10 favorite movies, I doubt these are the movies he named unless they're his 10 favorite movies because he watched them with me and my brother. But these are the 10 movies that I remember most, and we watched the most as I grew up. And being that this is Father's Day, I wanted to take a day and celebrate the movies that I watched with Dad. What movies did you watch with your father growing up, or even as you got older? Let me know in the comments below. That's all I've got for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, please give it a like. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Follow me on Facebook or Twitter. Just search for Bob the Film Guy. And for now, this is Bob, signing off.